Today on the Gringo Baker, we're going to make homemade applesauce. This is a pretty handy tool for making applesauce. I'm putting the apple slices into a bowl of water that has lemon juice in it. It has about a tablespoon of lemon juice in it. And the purpose of that is to keep the apple from turning brown, because we've got some process to go here. And if that apple sits out in the air very long, it'll turn brown. Then we have to cut this little center section out, make sure we get all the little bits to peel off. If you leave this little center section in, you're going to have a little hard spot. Making applesauce is not hard. I still remember the first time I made it. I was about 10, working with my grandmother, and she let me put whatever I wanted to into that applesauce. And I don't remember what all I did put in it, other than cinnamon, sugar, and I think I put nutmeg in it, but I'm sure there were other spices as well. And it was so bad that not only could we not eat it, but the 400-pound pigs that were being raised wouldn't eat it either. That was my first lesson in maybe following a recipe every once in a while. You've probably heard me mention my grandmother, and she was quite the cook. But later on in life, she got Alzheimer's and she couldn't cook anymore. It was a pretty sad time. You're going to shake as much water off as you can, and I'm going to even try to dry them off a little bit more on a paper towel, but I don't know how successful that's going to be. Then what we're going to do is just cut them up into smaller pieces. Especially these apples, because these are more firm than some. So we want them to have a better chance of cooking sometime relatively quickly. Good thing about homemade applesauce is you can make as much or as little as you want. I've got 4 apples here, but I could just as easily make it from 1 apple or 10. After we've got the apples all cut up and in the pot, put the cover on the pot, and we put the cover on the pot and we let it cook for a couple minutes to get a little soft. And then we're going to add some sugar. I think 1/8 of a cup. A 1/4 cup looks like too much. And we're going to add a 1/4 cup of apple juice to start with. But I think I'm going to make that a 1/2 cup. I have made applesauce without adding any liquid at all. I have watched other people make applesauce adding as much as a cup of water, but I thought that apple juice would provide the moisture I need without diluting the flavor at all, and would perhaps even add to the flavor. At this point, we want to add a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. You could add a little more, depending on your personal taste. Once it's cooked for a little while, enough to soften it up quite well, then we just take a potato masher and we mash it until it has reached the consistency that we want. These apples are firmer and coarser than the Macs that I would normally use, so they didn't make a very fine applesauce. It tastes just fine, but it's on the coarse side. I'm not sure I would use Rome apples again. And there's our applesauce. Four apples probably yielded around 2 cups. Thank you for watching. Check out our other videos. Please comment and subscribe.